What's going on, you legends? I've got a case study for you boys and girls today. Ori, he's a young bloke, 16 years old, was able to get certified in closing in under 3 months. So he'll be now closing deals, high ticket deals, and earning between $1,000 to $2,000 per deal at 16 years old. So quite a unique testimonial, but also something that's very relatable to everyone. I would say no matter how old you are, where you come from, color of your skin, doesn't matter. So yeah, enjoy the video. Also, if you want the same training that Ori has gotten and also that what we do, there is a link in the description for you to book in a call with our team and get started. Now, I will say, please take the call from a quiet room. Write down your goals, what you want to achieve, so that they can tailor a plan for you to hit those goals, all right? Bring on 2026, 2027, we're going to be billionaires. Anyway, enjoy the video. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Cheers. And subscribe and like and comment and share to your mum. Thanks. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Thanks for coming on. So you got certified as a closer and you're only 16 years old. Could you just run me through your journey? Because I know you started in October, which was 3 months ago.
Yeah,
So just run me through the journey of the start to where we're at now, bro.
yeah. Wow. So it's been a long time, only 3 months, but I guess even before I joined ABC, I was doing e-commerce actually. Had an awesome brand, scaled it up to about 50K revenue. And it was just really inconsistent. Like there was months where I just did, fuck all, and then there were months where I did, good money. But then I just had to let down my ego and, look for that kind of guidance because I was kind of stuck. It didn't really matter what business niche it was. It was just in general, didn't really have that type of guidance. And I learned it the hard way that to actually get forward in life, you need a coach, like in every sport, right? In every, kind of sport, when you go ahead and you do boxing, for example, you need a coach. So that was one of the biggest things for me, just letting down my ego.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So you already had previous experience in like making money online. So were you making, was it 50K per year?
No, so I scaled my brand, I think it was through May and then June to 50K in revenue, and that was about 10K in profit in a month, I think it was. Um, but that was like only just it was like the chart was like that, right? And then it, came down. So yeah, it was just really inconsistent.
I mean, yeah, drop shipping or like e-commerce is like that.
Yeah,
It's really up and down. Or you make, I know some people that make $1 million and then they only keep like 100, like 10% of it. And it's like,
exactly.
fuck.
The profit margins are fucking they're fucked. You need to know what you're doing to actually make good money.
So yeah, 100%, bro. And like like if that's, there's obviously so much potential in that. What made you want to make that shift? Was it just to have more things like more simple, or what was the go there?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. And that was one of the main things that I thought to myself a lot throughout the whole journey. I was like, should I actually, pursue this or should I go back to my comfort zone to ecom, to what I know? But the thing is, I didn't really know what I was doing. Yeah, like I knew how to launch a product, like I knew how to kind of maneuver around the ad manager, on Facebook, but I didn't really have the real skill in selling something. And I look at it as, stepping into ABC or like in sales in general is you really figure out what the kind of customer needs and how you can provide them with their needs. And that was the main kind of reason that I actually stepped into sales in general. Because if you look at business in general, like what you're kind of doing is you're fixing a problem and you're making money out of that. That's basically sales, and business in general. So I feel like just learning a real skill.
Mm. Yeah, and I guess, even if you do go back to, e-commerce or, selling other products like that, you're going to have the skill of sales and then also you'll have the skill of marketing and like all the connections
Exactly.
as well. So it's like a win-win. So, bro, had you have invested in yourself previously to like get like, courses and get started with something like this before, or is this for the first time you invested in something?
No, so this is actually the first time I invested in something, and that's the exact reason why it was so hard for me to, put down my ego after a year and a half in being doing ecom. And I know it might seem surprising for a lot of people because I'm 16 and I've already had a background in ecom, but I just seem to always want to do something. I never came from a rough background, like never, anything like that. Just always had this kind of mindset of why not? Like why settle for averageness, right? Like why stay comfortable? So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, why not at least give it a crack? You know, the time's going to pass. Either way, you might as well
exactly.
give it a go at something that you want to do. So, bro, when you came in, you obviously had the step-by-step guide and everything like that, and that guidance. Would you say that that was a massive contributing factor to, getting your results or getting certified so quickly?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, because anyone can, search up on YouTube a bunch of videos and they can be thrown into a 10-hour course. But first of all, it's really scattered around. Like I've done it, like it's coming from someone who tried it. It's really scattered around and nothing's really structured in a way. And then when you have a question, like you can go fuck yourself because you have nothing to do with it. You need to actually have someone there to answer your questions. And because it's like when you think about it, you can take a if you want to travel to a country, you can take a boat, but you can also take a plane. The plane is more, expensive if you would call it that way, but it's also faster. So at the end of the day, it comes down to what you value more, your time or like your money, which can be
Yeah.
brought back.
I actually don't. I actually like that about the boat and the plane because people always like, well, what's the cheat code or what's the quick way to do it? It's like the quickest way to do it, bro, is to find someone and pay them money to teach you. That's going to be the quickest way to get results.
Nice.
Because even if you invest, let's say, even like $20,000, if that person teaches you how to make 20 or 30K a month for the rest of your life, that's a pretty good investment. You know what I mean? And you've got
Yeah.
those skills now. So overall, bro, like what was your schedule like from like give me your daily schedule of how you were able to get, certified and then, being able to juggle that with whatever's going on in your life. Like how did you, do that, bro?
Yeah, that's a good question. So at first, before I even joined ABC, like that's the exact thing. I didn't really have a structure behind me. Like I knew what to do in terms of, upload products, shit like that, but I didn't really have a structured schedule. Then when I came into ABC, a lot of there's a lot of things that you need to learn, right? And if you don't use your time correctly, then you'll never learn them in the amount of time that you want. So it's really just sitting with someone, with one of the coaches and really kind of implementing the schedule that I need to actually be successful. And it was just non-stop, just pushing the needle forward every single day.
Mm.
And even if it was comfortable, uncomfortable, just doing it.
Just doing, yeah. So even, bro, even like if you can get half an hour in of doing, a role play or going over a call or something like that, just to get at least the reps in, But
Yeah.
for you, bro, what was your biggest fear with starting, something, you're investing in yourself for the first time and starting, sales that you haven't done before? What would you say that the biggest fear was? And then how did you overcome that?
Mm. I think like it's 90% of people's fears. If this may not work out, did I just throw X amount of money away? But how I kind of overcame that is how people make decisions based on where they are now, and I was making decisions based on where I was and with ecom. I thought that was, all that, and I didn't need guidance. But I wasn't making the money that I wanted to make, and I kind of thought to myself, okay, what does the Ori that's making those 10, 20K months consistently every month, what does he do? Like, does he like not invest in a mentor? Like, does he not invest in himself?
Mm.
Of course he does, because even millionaires, I don't feel like the likelihood of you asking a millionaire if he ever invested in a mentor and him saying no, I don't think
Yeah,
there's a lot of people out that way.
yeah.
And the more that you kind of, see it, it's the more that it gets you to actually invest.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to, if you want to make more money, you need to get more information and you need to pay
Exactly.
for that all the time. But final question, bro, what would you say to someone that was maybe in the same position as you or like, pretty young and we're looking to get started, but maybe just a bit on the fence with like fear of it not working out? What would you say to them?
Mm. Mm. Wow. Um, what would I say to them? I'd say like, what are you risking? Like, generally, what are you risking? Like, you're at the bottleneck of the, you're at the bottom of the bottom. Like, what are you actually risking? Yeah, you're working a job, right? But let's say this doesn't work out and you invest in something like, what's the worst can happen? Like, you go back to the job, like you're not gonna die, right? Then you can save up that money again and try again. But if you look at it this way, like, what if it does work?
Mm.
What if it does work out?
Yeah, what if it can, turn out better than you can ever imagine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bro, where do you see? So you obviously just got certified and you're closing now. So what's your goals for the next like 3 to 6 months that you want to be hitting?
Mm. So I want to be hitting 10K by March, by the end of March. That's kind of my goal. And I'm working towards hitting that, just slowly and steady. And yeah, I have my own kind of structure on how I'm gonna get that way. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Nice, nice. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. 100% possible. And you've got the right team, right coaches, and right community, bro. So let's get it. But that's it, bro. Thanks heaps for coming on for your wisdom. For the person watching this,
yeah.
hope this was of value to you. Thanks heaps, and I'll catch you later.